Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, welcome. Today we're going to be talking about 10 journal prompts for self-reflection, and I wanted to get into this because I know a lot of you are probably like trying to get advice on things that you could write about in your journal and how to start your journal for self-improvement and so forth. So without further ado, we're going to jump right into the video. Okay, so the first one's going to be, when do you feel the most like yourself? So that's going to be your question to yourself. Okay, so your first thing is writing down your question, and then you're going to answer your question. So only you can obviously answer that question, and this is so that you could start self-reflecting, like I said, and get to know yourself more and what is best for you and what's not best for you. So obviously, when do you feel like your best self would be, what are the things that you can do to make you feel like your best self? What are things that make you feel better, right? And also be a better person, right? So what will make you be a better person? When do you find yourself like, you know what, I feel like I'm being a genuine person. I feel like I'm being a good friend or so forth, whatever it is. But when do you feel like your best self? And that could be for obviously like what type of person you are. You feel like you're being genuine, or it could be like a situation of like, where do you want to be in your life? Like, right, what makes you happy? What are the things that you do that makes you happy, makes you feel like your best self? Say for instance, finding your purpose, right? Like you figure out, oh, I like to do this thing that makes me feel good, right? So things like that, you have to obviously get down and dirty, right? Like deep into it, deep into yourself, and figure out what that is. Number two would be, what do you want others, that you wish that others would know about you? Okay, sorry, I'm like all over the place. But what is something that you wish that others knew about you? What is something that you love about yourself and you want someone to know about you? Like, what is it, right? I can't tell you once again. So I think that is a great, great thing to start thinking about and write down, question yourself on that, and figure it out. Like, what is your best, what could you call it? Your best feature? Not feature. Feature of yourself. Like, what's your, right? Sorry, but you know, you get what I'm saying. Like for me, for instance, I feel like I know how to talk to people, right? Like I feel like that's something that I wish people would know, and that's why I'm on YouTube trying to put myself out there so that I can help other people, speak to other people, and so forth, because that is something that I love to do. I feel like I'm good at doing, and I wish everyone knew it so that I can be there to help and talk to people. So that is something that you should definitely look into for yourself. Like, what is something you wish people knew about you? So that's number two. So write that down, and we have a lot more to do, a lot more to go through. But write that one down. That is a very, very good one, because I feel like it will bring out like who you are. Okay, so number three is, what is the hardest thing that you had to forgive yourself for? And this is just obviously self-reflection. So you just want to basically be very honest with yourself with answering all these questions, and just pour your whole self out and be honest, right? Just be totally honest. Let it out on this piece of paper, because once you do so, you can look back at it and be like, okay. And at the end of the day, we still moved past this situation, even though it was so hard for me to get over. I'm here and I'm past that. And so now, when a situation similar occurs to that situation that was so hard for you to get over, it's much more easier, because at the end of the day, we know that we got through it before and we've learned. So it will be much more easier to either get, it will be much more easier for you to basically get through in the future if it comes up, or avoid doing those things that you felt like you could not forgive yourself for, or it was harder to forgive yourself. Okay, so basically you will learn your lesson and you're able to look back in this journal and, reread these things, and it's just so much more better for you because it's like a realization. Like, you're like, okay, you know what I mean? So that's a good one also. I really, really love that one. And by the way, I have wrote all of these down. I did all of these, and that's why obviously I'm coming to you guys and I'm telling you guys to do it, because I'm telling you it's very, very nice for the soul. Of course. Okay, so number 4 is there someone in your life that you're seeking approval from? And if so, what would their approval change? And I talked about this in my last video, when of being alone. Like, you always, when people, they always feel like they need someone, right? They don't like to be alone. They want to be able to always go to someone, and you're not having someone's approval on something or opinion on something is not going to help you. You understand what I mean? Like, it's not really going to do you any good at the end of the day, because it's not going to change anything. It's either you do what you want or you do what someone else wants. And I just, you know what I mean? It just doesn't, I don't really understand it. But seeking people's approval, that is a big one, because that's how I used to be. And I definitely feel like it doesn't change anything, because I would try to seek people's approval. And then once I would think, oh, I just did something and I think that they will love this, like they will approve of this. And then they're just like, okay. And it's like, what did I care so much for, right? So I definitely think, write that down. And I'm going through this with you guys, and I want you guys to be writing these things down, like right now, as we're talking about this. And you can pause the video and press play whenever you're done answering your questions. This is a very, very, very good thing to do, because I know that if you're doing it in the moment, you will actually do it, especially because you're hearing it from a person, like from me saying the questions for you guys, and it will just be much easier. You won't forget. So yes, I definitely think that is a very good one, because I went through it so much, like with so many people in my life. So yeah, just think about that. Like, who are these people that you're seeking approval from, and why? Is it going to change anything? Think about that. Okay, number 5 is, what do you look forward in every day? Like, what is something that you're like excited about most when you wake up in the morning? Like, what are you looking forward for? Like, for me, I would say is coming home, like editing or making a YouTube video, or if I'm tired, obviously relaxing, being able to take a bubble bath, right? Maybe drink some wine, read my book, journal. Those are the things that I look forward to for sure. However my days are going, or whatever day, excuse me, whatever whatever day it is, and if I have to edit, or if I have to make a YouTube video, I'm looking forward to those things. Or if I don't have anything to do besides, you know, if I'm not with my daughter, then I think a bubble bath, journal, all of that, read my book. But if I do have my daughter, then it's obviously just, we do like movie night, spa time, things like that. So think about that. What is something that you look forward to every day? Like, what's that one thing that makes your soul feel good, it's a self-care thing, right? It makes you feel good as a person, so you're not just miserable, right? Because everyone works, and it's like, I go to work and I'm like, I can't wait for this day to be over so I can go home and I can do this, right? So what is that thing for you? If you don't work, right, but you have a daily thing that, like you have a schedule still, even though you don't work, what is that thing that you look forward to? Okay, number 6 is, what do you regret? Okay, so that could be kind of towards one of the other questions that I had said, which was what was it? Which was what is something that was hard for you to forgive yourself on? But what is something that you regret? Just put that down. I don't want to get too like talkative about that because obviously that's something that, you know, very personal. I can't really explain. Get into depth with that. That's just something that you just have to think of for yourself. But for sure, what do you regret? Just let that out on that piece of paper and talk to yourself about it. Okay, number 7 is what causes are worth fighting for. Okay, so stop. This one is very, very good because I always found myself fighting for things that were not worth it. So it could be anything, any type of situation. It could be a relationship, friendship, an argument with just whatever, right? What is worth fighting for? So make sure that I'm going to explain to you before you start writing down your answer. Make sure you think hard about that. Don't be your old self, your past self. We're moving forward, we're becoming our best self. Therefore, you don't want to have the same mindset. So, think about it very, very hard before you answer that question. Let's look at it like, you know, we're growing. So I used to be this way, for instance, for me, if this is how any of you are, if you guys, any of you guys like this, but I used to be very toxic. I used to be very, I guess, like aggressive, like it's my way or no way, like this is what's gonna happen, so like I'm fighting for this, you know what I mean? Like, and then it came to a point where I was like, you know what, I'm not going to put all of my energy into something that is not worth fighting for because it's not improving me. It's not making me better as a person, right? So think about that very hard. What is really worth fighting for in your life right now? What's very, very important that is going to improve you and make you a better you? Number 8, is there something that you're not being honest with yourself about? Now, we all, let's be honest, we all can be open here, right? This is a no no, what is it called? Judge-free zone, right? So, what is it that you are not being honest with yourself about? Now, everyone has something, more than one thing it could be, right? So, whatever that is for you, okay, write that down, right? And talk to yourself about that also. Because listen, we lie to our own self and we don't even realize. Like, we're just very naive, like with certain things. If you want to be naive about something, you will, especially if that's what you want. So you're just like, you know what I mean? Like, you're just lying to yourself. You're not being honest with yourself about certain things. So we could say, for an example, like, right, you are, say if you're in a relationship and the relationship is toxic and you're fighting so hard for it, right? And you're like, it's gonna work, it's gonna work, it has to work. I love this person so much, like, but this person's not good for you. You know it. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, it's like, you know, but you're still pushing. You're still pushing. Sometimes it's okay to just sit down. Just back away. Take time for yourself, to yourself, because you will start burning yourself out. Like, literally, like, it will be to a point where that's where you start to get into depression. You start having anxiety because of the traumas that you're putting yourself in certain situations. So, good one. Write that one down. Pause. Make sure you are answering these questions as we go along. Self-improvement. Let's get it. Number 9 is, what is a lesson that you had to learn recently? I can't answer that for you, but I can explain. It could be anything. For me, is hanging around certain people. I always kept going back. Like, I kept talking to people that were in my past, and it wasn't a lot of people, right? It was a certain amount of individuals, and I just had to remove myself and I've learned this in the past also, but I recently just relearned it because, we're people and we're hard headed. So I'm not perfect, obviously. That's why I'm here. And I'm helping you guys through these things because I still go through certain things, but I realize that I'm so open minded to things to where I understand like my faults and my wrongs. And a lot of people, they can't see that. So that's why I'm here, so that I can open you guys' eyes up and we could just grow, obviously. But for me, it was definitely always going back into other people's lives that obviously I knew that were not good for me. And it really opened my eyes. And that was something that happened recently for me. So, yeah, anything recently for you guys, write that down and talk to yourself about it, obviously. You just, everything that when you answer these questions, talk to yourself about it for sure. Because when you talk to yourself about it, it's almost like you're your other friend. I mean, you're your own friend, right? Like, you're literally talking to yourself, but it's like you're your friend. You can just open up widely all the way your true feelings. Like, if you ever talk to a friend, right? It could be like just a regular friend to you and you can't really say exactly everything. So you could still, there's people that have those people. Like, I could tell a person everything, exactly my exact feelings, right? But I never really had that too much, like my exact feelings. I would tell them a lot. But like in your notebook, when you're talking to yourself, yo, you can literally just say the most wildest out of pocket things because it's just you. Like, no one's gonna see it. Put a lock on it too. I want to get one of those journals that have like the locks, or like I guess for like a diary, but I still call it a journal, diary and journal, because like both is good. Having a diary for your daily life, like what you're going through, and then your journal for like more of like self improvement of like your goals and things like that. But both are also like awesome, like both very, very, very good to have. Okay, so number 10, based off of your daily routine, where do you see yourself 5 years from today? And this is a very good one because you want to manifest. Okay, we want to manifest everything. We want to make sure that if you want to be at the wherever you see yourself, if it has to be big, okay? We're not thinking small, none of that. It has to be big. So wherever you see yourself that you want to be at in 5 years, right? That is something that's your goal. That is your you can't, that's something that makes you excited when you think about it. Like, imagine yourself in that position. So it has to be something big and good, and we're gonna start writing the goals on how to get there. So I want you to answer, where do you see yourself 5 years from now that you are like, it'll just literally just make your life just, you're happy, right? You're happy, you feel free. Like for me, it's like I want to have a house at that time. I want to be financially free. I want to be able to love the job that I'm at. Like, I don't want to be working at the job that I'm at right now. Definitely not. So I want to be doing YouTube full time, right? Like, I want to be able to meet some of you guys if I could, right? Like, I want to do all, like, those are my goals and where I would want to be at in 5 years. Like, that is my dream life in 5 years. Obviously, sooner if I can, right? But that's where I see myself in 5 years. Where do you see yourself? Right? What is something that is going to drive you like so, like, to like this happiest place? Write that down. And then after that, because that's the last question, once you are finished all of the questions and answering all of your questions, I want you guys to write down a few steps, like goals, right? What are the goals that you want to accomplish? So start off small, and it could be small goals like even like waking up earlier, drinking more water, exercising, talking to yourself positive talk for 5 minutes in the mirror, looking at yourself, talking positive talk every single day. It could be anything. just write like little goals so that as time goes on and you make these things habits, you will see the slightest change. Also, you could start writing, you could write a goal of, I'm going to start journaling every single day. I'll at least, even if it's not a lot, I could just write how my day went. Talk to my journal. If you had a really, really bad day, a tough time, okay, that's normal. Don't ever get discouraged because a day is bad, right? Always remember, life, it's got its ups and downs. So it's always up to you whether you're going to make it work. Regardless, just stay positive, stay healthy, and stay happy. Like let's always stay on a self-improvement journey. And that is all for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I would love if you guys will comment down below and let me know if you guys wrote down these questions and answered them. I would really appreciate it because I really, really hope that I am able to help all of you guys. Like, it's the dream of mine. Like, if you guys would just let me know if these things, like these videos, help you, and if they did, like, if you did write these things down, and I want to hear from you a week from now or 2 weeks or a month. I want to hear what is going on. I really, really want to know, and I really want to be that person. I hope you guys, so if you guys could just comment down below any other videos that you guys would like to see from me, and like and subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you have a blessed, blessed, blessed day.